Get the approval process going more quickly and do it safely. As an example, the current approval that these companies are seeking is this emergency use authorization. Mm-hmm. That's actually been tightened up. There are additional hurdles they have to go through to get the approval as compared to pre-coronavirus. So this is all very positive, and my hope is that President Trump will be given credit, but the most important thing is that I hope people will look at the science, do their own research, and understand that this is safe and effective, and that it's important for us to get vaccinated to be able to stop this spread and to get back to a lifetime, a life of more normalcy, and help our economy and help so many other issues that have been occurring, including behavioral health, mental health issues, and opioid use, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Well, we certainly, we just so respect the effort that you've gone to, and we hope that there will be some. We know a lot of Americans are struggling to meet the demands they have faced during the pandemic, and I'm hoping they'll see some relief soon.
Well, thank you, Nancy. I appreciate you, and thanks for being a great spokesperson for so many issues.
Thank you.
Including what you've done with Race for the Cure over the years, and everything you do with regard to spreading the word on the importance of dealing with this healthcare crisis we currently face. I know you're doing a lot of work locally in your community as well. So thank you, Nancy. You're a great spokesperson for all these issues, and appreciate being on your show.
When we come back, Americans struggling to make ends meet during the pandemic, and when they will see some relief.
For the deadline, you're entitled to eliminate dental care, dentures, eyeglasses, in-home aids, prescription coverage, unlimited transportation, and home-delivered meals, all at no additional cost. Plus, your zip code may have coverage with the Give Back benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month. Look, with the uncertainty of the virus and vaccines, you need to get everything you're entitled to. Millions of people have trusted the Medicare coverage helpline. You can too. Don't miss the deadline. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-608-9900. That's 1-800-608-9900 now.
The worst genocide in human history also destroyed the lives of thousands of Jewish survivors still suffering today.
God calls on people who believe in him to act on his word. Comfort my people.
Especially during this holiday season of Hanukkah. When I come here and I sit with Lily, I realize what she needs right now is food. These elderly Jews are weak and they're sick. They're living on $2 a day. This now is how God's children are living. Take this time to send a survival food box to these forgotten Jews.
The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews urgently need your gift of $25 now to help provide one survival food box with all of the essentials they critically need for their diet for 1 month. Your special holiday gift will provide everything they need to celebrate the miracle of Hanukkah.
This is the first time in over 70 years that she has anything to do with faith. The communists came and wiped it out.
Your grandparents?
And now we're coming to her and we're saying, it's okay to have faith. It's okay to light the Hanukkah candles.
For just $25, you can help supply the essential foods they desperately need for 1 month.
For over 35 years, this trusted ministry has given Christians like me a way to tangibly bless Jewish people who are in need throughout the world.
God tells us to take care of them, to feed the hungry. And I pray Holocaust survivors will be given the basic needs that they so desperately pray for to survive.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too.
President Trump is right. Watch Newsmax TV and bypass the big media. Get the truth about Trump from Mike Huckabee, Alan Dershowitz, Michelle Malkin, Sean Spicer, and many more. Newsmax TV is America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in 70 million homes. Find Newsmax on your cable system or download our free app on your smartphone and watch us anywhere, anytime. Newsmax. It's real news for real people.
We're back talking with Ohio Senator Rob Portman. Thank you again, Senator, for being with us today. And I guess one question I wanted to ask you, will the Senate be able to reach an agreement to provide Americans with relief before the holidays?
I certainly hope so. A number of the things that we put in place way back in March expire at the end of the year. One is unemployment insurance that's federally expanding what currently is available in the states. For those who lose their jobs through no fault of their own, and let's face it, with these shutdowns in some states, you have people who are being told you can't come to work, and it's not their fault. So it's important to continue some of those efforts that have been in place. It's not to make the benefit so rich that it is better to be on unemployment insurance and go to work. We don't want to go there, but what we do want to do is help take care of people so they can pay their rent, pay their car payments, and just struggle to get by in terms of putting food on the table. So that would be very important. And there's a bipartisan understanding about that. And I think that's one we can get past. Another is to provide help for small businesses, because a number of them are hanging on by a thread right now, particularly again in these states that are seeing such a big increase. So whether you're retail or whether you're a movie theater or a bowling alley or a restaurant, certainly, or a hotel, helping some of those small businesses is really important. And again, that's a bipartisan initiative, and I think that will be broadly supported. So my hope is that as well as the healthcare funds we talked about earlier for the vaccines, the therapies, and the testing is something that we can pass and do it in a targeted way and get that enacted into law before year end, when there is a cliff where a lot of these benefits would be ending otherwise.
Well, I think we all are absolutely so grateful to you for working on this. And I know also that this will mean a lot for our economy.
Indeed, and the president's supportive. As you know, he has said he wants Congress to pass another COVID-19 relief package. And my hope is that the Speaker of the House will be a little more flexible, because she has been insisting on a huge package. And what we're talking about really is a bridge between now and when these vaccines are broadly available. So it's 3 or 4 months. And my hope is that we can do that here in the next couple of weeks, pass that legislation to give people, families, communities, and our economy, as you say, a needed boost.
Thank you very much, Senator, for joining us today on Conversations. But thank you again for being such a great leader. And we sincerely hope you do reach an agreement with the Speaker on that program. I know if anybody can do it, you can. Thank you, Senator Portman, for joining us on Conversations. Coming up next, a leading infectious disease doctor gives us a coronavirus update.
a liberty-loving American takes on Washington, Hollywood, and the whole media establishment. He's Chris Salcedo. Join his fight. Tune in to The Chris Salcedo Show every weekday afternoon on Newsmax.
This is the kind of card that has America talking. With it, people with Medicare are getting all-in-one coverage for their doctor visits, hospital care, prescription drugs, and more. This kind of insurance, called Medicare Part C, may also cover dental care, eyeglasses, hearing aids, fitness programs, vitamins, even healthy meals and rides to the doctor. With this kind of coverage, you do.
Funny. When I first came,
They wanted to play and who they wanted to be. And he felt like the players responded, even back then.
Grasped onto it quickly. Plus, he's playing to a number of players' strengths who would.
Oh, what a putt.
Big man. 2-yard run.
I'm anxious to see what the adjustment's going to be here.
Might be a small one or a giant leap. Maybe it's the memory of you alone or one with him or them. It could feel like magic. Or it might just warm your heart. Your next memory is out there. It's just waiting to be made. To new memories, Hilton and our family of hotels.
Only Dish has the Hopper 3. Our most powerful DVR.
Look who's here!
It holds up to 2,000 hours, so you can store season after season of your favorite shows for as long as you need them.
You waited. I got all the seasons. No way.
Record up to 2,000 hours of the shows that bring you together with Dish, tuned in to you.
Brian Flores comes out, and both teams, the benches look like it emptied from the Cincinnati sideline, and there's, what, 20, 30 Miami Dolphins that are over onto the Bengals near sideline there to confront Cincinnati. Okay, everybody looks like they're calming down now, but a vicious hit on the special teams sets things off a bit between the Bengals and the Dolphins. We'll check back and see how Grant is. We obviously hope he's okay. We have a lot of games coming down to the wire, however. The Las Vegas Raiders trail by 4. 4.5 minutes remain here. They need a touchdown to take the lead.
For 180 yards for Darren Waller, including 2 touchdowns as Reddick is dumped down. Well played by Quinnen Williams, who's been strong today again for the Jets. This is a look at the playoff picture. Cleveland, Miami, and Indianapolis all winning in their games as they come down.
Vehicle. Add these stylish, colorful knobs to accessorize Cup Phone. Or the optional extender arm for easier viewing. The WeatherTech Cup Phone hand sanitizer holder dispenses hand sanitizer when you need it. And give the desk phone for home or office. This holiday season, give gifts that will be appreciated all year round. Order your American-made cup phone or desk phone at WeatherTech.com.
Finally, excitement! Slotomania makes every day fantastic. You never know what will today spin. Download Slotomania now, the #1 free slot game, and find out what will today spin.
From the makers of Blue Moon comes Light Sky.
An extraordinary citrus sweet brewed with real tangerine peel. Only 95 calories. Welcome to the light side of the moon.
We could all use a party this year, especially Carl, who's celebrating no more chemo at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. St. Jude leads how the world treats and defeats childhood cancer to help kids like Carl everywhere.
We've never really gotten control of this virus. So we had a first wave and a little bit of a decrease, and then we had a second wave and a little bit of a decrease, and now our third wave is building on top of those other two. So we're getting into the really steep exponential part of the growth curve, and that's what's frightening. The cases are just going up at a phenomenally fast rate, and when cases go up, then hospitalizations and illnesses and deaths go up. That's what we're worried about.
So Dr. Deborah Birx said, based on holiday travel, that if you did indeed travel, you should assume you have the virus. Take a look.
We know people may have made mistakes over the Thanksgiving time period. So if you're young and you gathered, you need to be tested about 5 to 10 days later, but you need to assume that you're infected and not go near your grandparents and aunts and others without a mask. We're really asking families to even mask indoors if they chose to gather during Thanksgiving and others went across the country or even into the next state.
So Dr. Dodson, what are your thoughts about what Dr. Birx is saying?
Well, what we've learned over the course of this pandemic, and keep in mind, the very first cases of the coronavirus were just 1 year ago. It was in December of 2019 where we first identified the virus as causing disease. And now we're up to 63 million cases worldwide, 13 million in the United States. So it's a very contagious virus. We've learned how it's transmitted through respiratory means, through close contact, through surfaces. So it's extremely contagious. So, and we've known this really since March. The problem is human behavior has not controlled the virus. So when you're traveling, the safest thing to do is to get a test before you travel. And if you're positive, don't travel. And then when you're exposed to airports and crowds, you could be infected. So when you arrive at your destination, it takes a few days for the viral load to go up. And so you should be tested optimally around 5 days after your possible exposure. That maximizes your chance of getting a positive test if you're positive. And you should maintain isolation until you know that you're safe to be with others. So it's a very tricky thing, but the bottom line is whenever you're exposed to other people, you're potentially going to get infected, and you potentially could transmit it to others.
How long do you think it will take before we actually have, assuming it does get approved quickly by the FDA, but actually have access to the vaccine?
Well, assuming that the FDA authorizes what's called emergency use authorization, which means that it's not a full FDA approval, but it's an emergency use authorization. The Pfizer vaccine could be shipped very quickly. The problem with the Pfizer vaccine is it has to be kept extremely cold, and so there'll probably be distribution centers for the Pfizer vaccine. And then once it's reconstituted, it only has about a 24-hour shelf life. So it has to be thawed and then immediately gotten into people's arms very, very quickly. The Moderna vaccine is a little more sturdy, and that'll be a little less problematic in terms of distributing it. But both companies have already produced vaccine, so it'll be shipped quickly. And then there's going to be a priority of people who get it. But really, it's going to take a long time for a significant number of people in our country or the world to be vaccinated and reach what's called herd immunity. So we're going to have to be wearing our masks and doing our social distancing probably for most of next year, even with the vaccine.
And then we've heard a lot about vitamin D, zinc, flu shots being helpful tools to fight the virus. Can you give us an update or perspective on these opinions?